Yo guys, welcome back to the second battle of the Generation 4 week, and yup, it is indeed against NBZ. So we had this match in his last stream where he was streaming like a farewell Generation 4 thingy, which was pretty chill. And yup, as you can see, it's an OU match. I'm using my lead as Zelf, which isn't really a lead because it's a choice scarfer with U-turn and 3 attacks. A tank melodic, which is pretty interesting, but unfortunately I ended up picking the wrong set, but it doesn't really matter. Anyways, I have my choice scarf Heatran, which is amazing, which was great back then, but he isn't that great these days. But yeah, I'm seeing it doing work in Generation 6 actually, but we shall see. We don't know yet that gen, and that made up pretty well at this moment, so yeah. I have my Breloom with Focus Punch and Substitute, all those shenanigans. That Breloom was really amazing. Especially Defensive Bliss, obviously, with the Aromatherapy set, which really helps this team. Even though it can really be beneficial because Breloom and stuff, but I really wanted just to put it there, to be honest. And instead of using Skarm Bliss, I'm using Noir Bliss. I went to really old school because Noir is really awesome. Perfect check for Breloom, has access to Will-O-Wisp, all that good stuff, and yep. And yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into the battle. So there we go, battle against NBZ is gonna start with his T-Tar. I'm gonna start with my Azelf. I'm like, oh please don't have Pursuit, and I just went for the U-turn and does a decent amount. I'm gonna go into my Breloom, but I ended up going for the Substitute. I'm like, what? I just don't even know, because this is Generation 4 and all the sets are like viable. So I just went for the Seed Bomb, break his Substitute, and he is indeed a Tyrannoboa, and he went for the Focus Punch, which hurts, which really hurts. And yeah, that one's pretty bad. So there I'm predicting him to switch, and I just went for the Substitute, but he indeed stays in, and I'm very lucky that I survived the sand damage. That was a pretty poor play on my part. I should have just went for the Spore directly, and I ended up going for the Spore now. So now I'm gonna go for the move of the moves, the best move ever, the unprotected Focus Punch, as he's gonna go for the Fortress, and BAM! That's gonna do over half. That's the power of Breloom, oh my god. And then I made another bad play. I went for another unprotected Focus Punch, but unfortunately, instead of setting up his hazard, he just went for the Gyro Ball straight away, and that ended up great for him. So I'm gonna go into my Heatran. He switches into his Nubs, his Shuckle, and he took 0 damage from that. Shuckle on the sand, that thing is, oh my god. So I just went into my Melodic just to hit it in the super effective side. There is where I noticed that I had the wrong set, unfortunately, but oh well. So he encored me into my Surf, which is no big deal. So I'm just gonna keep spamming Surf until the point where I'm gonna force him to rest, and yep, he's gonna Toxic me, which is terrible. In this incoming turn, he is gonna decide to rest, which is really bad for me, because this Shuckle, man, is Shuckle and Sand back then in Generation 4 was just a pain to deal with, like seriously. So I'm gonna go back into my Azelf and actually threaten him with the explosion, and he's gonna switch out. He's gonna go back into his T-Tar, and there I noticed that my Dusknoir had also a wrong set. He has the Rest Sleep Talk instead of the Shadow Sneak and Will-O-Wisp. My other moves were correct, which were Earthquake and the Ice Punch, which work out pretty nicely for me. So I'm gonna be able to finish off the Tyranitar with a couple of Earthquakes, but unfortunately I don't have enough attack EVs in this set, which is pretty bad. Like, as you're gonna see that in a moment. So now he sends in a Garchomp. I'm like, this thing is uber, man. You should have told me this before the battle starts. Like, why? But he ended up being a Choice Specs Garchomp. But yeah, as I said, I do pack the Ice Punch, but since I don't have enough attack EVs, which is terrible for Dusknoir in Generation 4, I'm not gonna be able to do enough damage to this thing, and I was afraid of him being mixed, so I didn't want to send in my Bliss just yet. And he ended up killing my guy with an Uber, but it's no big deal, I guess. So yeah, Gonna go into my Azelf. He's gonna go back into his Shuckle. Zen Headbutt does a decent amount, and unfortunately he still has this Fortress, and Zen Headbutt does like nothing, absolutely nothing, because this Fortress is just a pain. He's gonna end up setting up his Stealth Rocks, which are always beneficial, doesn't matter if it's in the start of the match or in the middle, Stealth Rocks should always be there. Went for the Scarf Fire Blast, does absolutely nothing to the Shuckle because too bad. Too bulky, and I ended up missing that one, which is really bad, and the leftovers are just helping him a lot. And here he's gonna wake up, he's gonna knock off my Choice Scarf, and I'm like, okay, at that range of HP, an Explosion should be able to take it out, because Generation 4 Explosion was just too OP, and he survives. Like, what? Dude, Shuckle! Shuckle is just too good, especially in the sand, which he can just wall everything. So I can't do anything, I just went for the Azelf. Fortress coming in, it was again pretty obvious, but whatever. So finally gonna reveal my Bliss. At this point I just can't do anything, and fortunately he's just gonna go for the Gyro Ball, which does absolutely nothing because Bliss is also slow as dirt. Gonna decide to go for the Aromatherapy to cure my my Milotic. Is gonna go for Earthquake, absolutely does nothing. At this point I'm gonna decide to go for the Aromatherapy so I can wall stuff very nicely, but he reveals the Dog Trio, which is the best revenge killer ever in Generation 3, if you remember. He's also pretty good in Generation 4. In Gen 3 he was just too good. So Earthquake is a 2-hit KO unfortunately, but I'm gonna be able to do like a decent amount of damage with the Seismic Toss. It's a 2-hit KO because Dug Trio doesn't have the best HP in the world, and yeah, as you can see, another Earthquake is gonna be able to finish off my Bliss unfortunately, but hey, what can we do? If I still had that Heatran, stuff could have been more easy, and I shouldn't have like sacrificed the Breloom as in the start of the match. Like I shouldn't play that stupid basically. So yeah, in comes my Milotic, in comes his Fortress. I'm just gonna go for this Recover. Actually, I'm gonna Recover, then I'm gonna follow it with the Surf, which is finally gonna be able to take down this stupid Shuckle. Oh my god. Well, actually Shuckle was just the MVP of this match, because if it wasn't for him, stuff could have been going in a different way. So here comes the Garchomp, which is gonna avoid my Surf due to the Sandville hack. So yeah, unfortunately he's gonna be able to finish me off with the Hidden Power Electric, and I still have my Azelf there, and his Fortress just walls me to oblivion, so I decide just to explode, and this is gonna be the game. So great game, NBZ. Yeah, to be honest, I just really didn't like the fact that you used Garchomp, but oh well. Also, Shuckle was just the MVP of the battle, because, like, seriously, that thing in the sand, I just completely forgot about how good that thing was. So if you forgot about how good is Shuckle, now you have the proof. So yeah. So this was the second match of this special week, and yeah, hope you guys will have enjoyed. Leave your awesome feedback as always. Next match will be going on Saturday or Sunday, and yeah, have a nice day, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Peace.